All right, there we go. So, welcome to another stream. Obviously, today is going to be very focused on Clash of the Titans. We had 9 days left before the event, uh, so we're talking all about that. We got the CEOs coming on. It seems though that the are each having their own technical difficulties at the moment. So we'll do some filler in the interim. I was also hoping that at least one, if not the other CEO, will be able to come on and we'll talk a little bit about this past weekend and their performance and how they felt about it. We was up at Durham at the Northgate Mall.
Thunderdome.
At Outdoors Thunderdome, Lion Claws, Millstone. And what I got, it was for me, it was a dream game. Really something I was wanting to get to. And there we go. And here, you want to jump on? You're welcome. While we're waiting for the other guys to come on, we can be about it. Yeah. Bad luck out there. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Nope. You know it's any better? Better. John, Rob, Dave, what's going on? Anybody else have no video? Happening? Audio's choppy, video's choppy. Seriously? I absolutely no idea what could be going on.
It must be him. We look good on this.
Can you turn it up real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk away.
Yeah, we're gonna get.
No, it's you, Christopher. You suck.
Yeah, Christopher said everybody said bad. Now it's better. Now it's fine. Now. Oh, sure.
Liar.
I guess it was Toucan here that made it bad. It's actually probably better because I changed Wi-Fi connection. So,
what's up, Wes?
Hey, Wes. All right. So, Christopher, yeah, we were just talking about Thunderdome. So, like I said, if you want to jump on your absolutely welcome to jump on real quick while we're waiting on the COs to get on board. We'll do some time filling, or if you guys just want to get into it, we could talk a little bit about the event. Let's see what we got here. 1 second.
There it is.
There it is, and we can hear him too.
Fabulous. Right. Freddy's in the house.
Does it work?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah, let me hang on 1 second. Christopher, let me get you covered here. Yeah, we're gonna. So I mean, while we're waiting for, we're gonna go ahead and have Christopher jump on. We'll do a quick little talk about this past weekend, which was awesome. And we'll jump on over anytime now, and then we'll jump on over and start talking some more about Clash. Here we go. Okay. So, but yeah, I was saying 9 days away. Yeah. Planning pages are up, guys. If you're here and you're not on one of the planning pages yet, go ahead and jump on the planning pages. I'll keep reposting the link to the planning pages.
Yep, and some planning pages representation are better than others. For example, Freddy's here, strong, powerful, and then there's the other guys.
So, I actually, Fred, you got an advantage on the planning pages as well, bud.
Christopher,
you have more people signed up on your page than the other one. So, you've got that tactical advantage right now.
Hey, for for all the guys who signed up Poseidon that are listening to this, I'll use this opportunity to say this. I have a roster and it has names. I unfortunately don't know that many of you. That's why I'm coming to this event, to get to know you.
There we
So,
go.
make it easier on me. Invite all of your buddies that are in the planning page. Request to be my friend. Add me as your friend, and then let me know who you're coming with, who you want to play with, and if you've got some people that you're like, I can't be squatted with that, we can make that happen on our level, right? So I'm here to facilitate a really solid group of, task force. We're breaking down into task force for easy management. So if you're interested in leadership, please jump into the planning page, comment on the post that I already put. I'm really looking forward to this event and looking forward to put together a team of guys who are going to work for you as the players. So that's my time.
Real quick, that's absolutely fantastic. I mean, that's the key to the sport anyway, right there, is getting to meet everybody, hang out, and do all that, and then just have some fun. And most amount of fun you can have, I think, is being as immersed in it as possible. Really getting to be a part of it. Brandon, by the way, yes, we do have M100 Springs here. Definitely come on by. Yordi, I'm not sure you're not coming to the event. Ben Yamaran, the tanker, the storyteller, and the squid. Nice. All right. So while we're waiting, we got one more we're waiting to come on. CRISPR, unless you want to come down and be a CO, I'm just saying. This past weekend at Thunderdome, I know that there were some guys there that are actually coming also to Clash, and
awesome.
They're doing some training and trying to squat up and train. So it was a great time. It was really good training for breach and clear and things like that, especially in the basements for the 23 buildings we're going to have at Clash of the Titans. So it was pretty good. Real quick, if you want to give your elevator pitch on what Thunderdome was for anybody who might be on here that didn't know what it was.
It was cops and robbers. That's what it was.
Yep.
And the guys that played it like it was cops and robbers had a blast, hands down. The cartel really got into their uniforms. The DEA got into theirs. It was a great time. Some issues with the first time AO and some choke points, but every Evo we switched stuff around trying to get the game to flow better. But the next one will be May 5th through 7th, and we have the Sears building.
Yep. So
I'm hoping that it also has a basement, because it definitely has 2 stories and escalators. So
nice. We the cops and robbers thing, I didn't get a chance last night to jump on and say this. I did kind of type it in there, but it really would have. I think next time, I think there's going to be more people that are going to stress each one of their sides. DEA, we were supposed to be door kickers and aggressive, and we found that there were some guys, obviously, that were just they were just playing airsoft. Like they were, guys stacked up in rooms and things like that instead of.
It's an event with airsofters. What do you expect? The less you expect out of them, the better it's going to
go. It was. I would like to, and actually, I would have liked to see, every so often, just some of the cartel guys like LARPing out, just AK spraying, just running through, just trying to chop people down. I think that would have been awesome. Not so much about the win as it was about the play. I think that would have been really cool too. But there were a lot of people that were, that did play the roles and get like going in and grabbing gold and getting, picking up drugs and all that kind of stuff. So that part was really cool. I mentioned before, I got to do some room clearing with Drew down in the port, and we were just like this. It was fantastic, absolutely awesome.
For the people who never got to go on the port, on the map, it's just one huge store, but there's tons of rooms and buildings inside the port.
Absolutely,
it was really cool.
You got this. Somebody answer questions.
All right. So, So it was awesome. Thank you for putting it on, and no, we're not sold out yet. We do have some tickets left. We're waiting on more people, guys. I'm actually getting ready to put up a post It'll go up tomorrow, so keep your eyes open for it. Anybody that tags someone in the post that's not going, if you're going and you tag someone, you automatically get an extra entry into the raffle. So everybody who tags someone, you get an extra entry into the raffle for tagging people who aren't going. I don't know everybody, and Dead and Outfitters reach is slow growing. We don't have everybody. I'm not in the Midwest. I'm not all over the place. So some of this relies on some of you guys pushing it out there. So we're looking forward to that. I can tell you that this event, much like how Thunderdome was, this is going to be somewhat original in the form of some of the things that we're doing and we're putting out there. It is the first time that some of the areas of this AO have ever been used. So if you have been there before, you haven't been there like this. That's I can definitely tell you. But I know Fred. I don't know what's going on. Why he's not here. But that's fine.
So guys are like, hey, how many tickets, dude? We're in the sweet spot right now. Like if you jump on the tickets and you get a ticket and you come to this event, I promise you, we are right in the number sweet spot where it's not too many, it's not too few. We're going to be freaking money. So quit wasting time. Snag your ticket.
Right.
We're less than 2 weeks away. Me versus Dale. Let's go. Let's freaking go, man. I'm ready.
I tell you what, listening to Fallon talk about those JTF missions, what was that, last week? Oh, that's got me drooling. I want to come do one of those.
They are so, listening to them. If you're standing like anywhere on the AO and you're just listening to them, it's frightening. Because they're using the blanks and they've got explosions going off and they're screaming. There's like literal his guys that he has do that play like the non-player characters within it. They're screaming and yelling and dying and just everything, and reaching out, you're grabbing them, all kinds of stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. If you haven't gotten a ticket to go to one of those, or if you never had a chance to go to one, absolutely do it. It's incredibly immersive. It's as close to real as real can get without it being real. Like it very much so. I hope that Christopher, I hope at some point you do get a chance to come on.
At some point I'm coming down to play that prison. It looks sweet.
This is and I asked, what was it, last week, about a week ago or so, I put a post up where I asked about leadership. And Fred, I think you chimed in on that. Chris, I don't remember if you saw it or not. And
I think I saw it, but between getting ready for Thunderdome and my real job, I didn't respond. I apologize.
I asked how people felt, top-down leadership, is it a factor? And Fred, I know you definitely believe that it's absolutely a factor.
As long as you keep fun in it. My response was kind of smart, Alec. Listen, Milsim Airsoft kind of gives me the ability to not be a father and to come back and like be that E5 half knucklehead, half smartass.
The fun uncle.
Yeah, exactly. And so, for me, I think that there has to be somebody to herd the cats, because there's going to be a percentage of players at all times that don't give a crap, and that's fine. But there's a large percentage of players that do give a crap, and if we don't have leadership positions there, we don't have players that are in position to give up a little bit of their own individualism for the team, I think you have a crappy event. I think you have deterioration of morale, esprit de corps inside of the faction. And that's the thing is whether you belong to an airsoft team or you're just a couple dudes who come, you're joining a larger team, believe it or not. And I think that there has to be some depth to it. And it starts with the command structure.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. And the fun factor, and you actually started the whole stream off talking about people coming who you don't know, and that's the whole point of it. This weekend, absolutely amazing. Dark Horse 6, hands down, obviously some of the greatest guys in our community. I absolutely love seeing them every time we get out there. their acceptance of new players, the way they draw people in with them, is absolutely. But getting to see and meet either new people or people who have seen me on here or have come and bought something, and actually getting to play with them, they're like, oh, run with them, but being able to do those kind of things really is. That's what this is all about. Getting out there, having fun, shooting each other, being tactical, doing all that. That's all well and good. If you're not having like a bromance, what good is it, man?
Can you throw Dave White's comment up? The give
Absolutely.
a crap but have fun.
Yep.
That is the whole balance. And I've been on Eastern 2 years now. And Freddie, that's his whole thing is like, hey, we got a job to do because we want to win, but we want to have fun too. So it's a perfect balance of that. And some days it's more crap and less fun, or some Evos it's more crap and less fun, and some Evos it's more fun and less crap. But it's airsoft.
Yeah,
I'm sure Steve shows up
I want to give
after I mention his name.
Steve. What's up, Steve? Your ears are burning.
I'm sorry I interrupted you, Fred. Go ahead.
Oh no, I mean like that, and that's exactly what it's about. I remember I first came into Milsim. I came in through Centurion, MUTC. Shout out to those guys in March, and I found myself asking my buddy Dan, like, what the hell did we sign up for? What did we get ourselves into? And that whole weekend, I took it so serious. And then my next event was like 2 weeks later, and it was TCA Broken Dagger. And everything was so serious. And the guy who was commanding was so serious, and everything was so serious. And at one point, we just kind of like looked at each other and we're like, we're not getting paid for this. Like, we're definitely not getting paid for this. There has to, like, we got to have fun. We got to bring the fun back. For me, that's like this year's goal for me is just to have 10 times more fun. The last year, I spent a lot of time close to the talk and sacrificing the fun factor. This year, we're getting away from the talk. We're going to be a lot more mobile and infect those new players that are out there who deserve to have the best experience, because we want them to keep coming back to events. So I know I've been crabby with new players sometimes, not realizing, like, hey, dude, you're kind of like in my way. I don't want to run you over. Only to realize, like, dude, it's this kid's first time. Yep. And then so you just got to stop and have fun and just be like, hey, man, like, you want to run with me? And so, like, I'm really excited about running with a bunch of new people. I know Veterans for Airsoft's really excited about the new guys we got coming out. We got one of our cadets that run the XMC program is coming out with us. So we're really excited about this event. I see a lot of father-son teams in the roster, and that's really cool. So I think I've been to Florida. I've been to this AO one time before. I'm really excited to slice this pie, guys.
One of the biggest things for me, obviously, fun when I've had the field, both my fields, it's always safety, integrity, and fun. Those three things right there. Without any one of those three, it's ruined. And for me, one of the biggest things, all my admins on the field, we have right now, I think we have a total of 19 staff members that are going to be at this event. And the majority of them will be on the field as admin. And the purpose behind that is to make sure things are stopped before they start. So if there are guys that are being too serious, if there's guys I have never had an event, I've never had a game, nothing where tempers got to a point where they had to be put in check, because people know that that's not what I'm about. That's not going to happen there. And we will always do what we can to make sure that, let's see.
Squirrel.
I'm trying to get this. I needed it. Here, you handle it then.
Give me that. Let no one wants to hear that.
It's right there. Hang on. Sorry, guys.
It's your show.
So sorry. Yeah. So it's it is so important to me that people are chasing the fun. You know, if you're getting overshot and things like that, no, give people a chance to get out of the way. If you're overrunning people, we don't believe in resets. So if you're getting overrun or you just can't beat another team, if you're just getting, I'm not going to reset the game. You got to find your way out of it, fight your way out of it. That's part of the thing, but have fun while you're doing it at the same time. Don't allow it to be frustrating. We'll help, we'll guide, you know, as admins, we'll come in and we'll guide. We're like, hey, I bet if you call command, you might have a JDAM, or you might, you know, like you might be able to do something like that. We'll help guide their way through it, but I refuse to do resets. I don't believe in them. And there we go.
Wow.
All right.
Hey, well said, dude. First off, is this thing on? No.
It is. We got you. We got you.
Hey, so I agree totally. I was just talking on the phone with Coach. We were talking about tier ones. We were talking about last weekend. Sorry for being late. Traffic was water buffalo jackknifed. Some vendor died. I don't know. So, but more importantly, no, I think people are like, well, you got to keep the game fun. Look, there's a balance between fun and it is milsim. There's winners, there's losers. There's you attack the season objective. The attack failed. Try something different. A lot of times I see people bitching about losing and they didn't get tied into the command structure, which means the leader didn't find them versus them. Hey, who's in charge? You know, they didn't go out and find their leader. They didn't go out and find the command. They don't know where the objective is, so they're not objective focused. It's like, hey, if you want to, even when you play Call of Duty, there's an objective. If you play Battlefield, there's a point, an MCOM or whatever you want to call it, that you've got to go take. It's MilSim, military simulation, and I think that's where, you know, it's like, hey, if you're not ready for that or you don't like that, don't go. Go play speedball. Go play woodball. Go. There's other opportunities for you to go and do it. And they're like, well, it's not fun. It's not fun. Well, you signed up for a MilSim event. What did you think? You know.
And we were talking a little bit before about the immersion factor of it. That makes it fun as well. That adds the fun if you play the part.
Yeah, commit yourself.
Yeah, the planning, get on the planning page, become a part of it. It's when you understand the rules and the engagement, what you're supposed to be doing on field, you can have fun. You get lost, you get confused, or you get stuck having the same fight for 4 hours. That's not fun. You're not having fun. You're just in one building. That's not fun.
Hey guys, I'm going to let y'all keep on with Clash of the Titans. I've got stuff to do. Thanks for having me on, Papa. Z-Monster, great to see you. Freddie, great to see you. I'll see y'all in, right about a month at Bone Crusher.
Yep.
Bye, Toucan. Sure. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Be good. Take care, bud.
You know, if you find yourself in a 4-hour fight where you're beating your head against the wall, I think at that point you probably should have found your command structure and been like, hey, boss, this ain't working. Find me another outlet. Or find the outlet yourself and then reconnect with command. Because, in fact, that's probably more useful to the faction than bitching about your current situation when you control where you go.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, you don't like it. And case in point, this past weekend, right? We're in one of two locked up positions. This one is just not. The fun factor's starting to get sucked out. What do? I grab everybody in the store and a few across the street, and we red ragged it to the other alfalfa. And then we tried a different approach. And guess what? The grass is greener on the other side until you realize there's a big dog shitting over there too, man.
Very true.
The game is the game. And if you don't control what's in between your ears and curb your expectations, I mean, sometimes you're in for a rude awakening. Sometimes you're in for a real treat, you know? So you give into the game mode and let it roll.
So
Yep.
I've said many times before, combat's a thinking man's game. I attribute that to Travis Haley. He said it a few times. I agree. More of this than this, and wonders can happen. Going back to last weekend, the plaza, the press conference. I was proud of you guys of the DEF only losing 7 civilians. That was a hard scenario. That was a challenge. Okay, I dude, I've tried it in other airsoft events and it never worked out well for the defense. Okay, um, and for you guys to only lose 7 out of 40,
Did we lose the connection?
That, and I was like, hey man, how was it? And he's like, great moments in airsoft history. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, because that's what the customer wanted. That's what the give me an impossible situation and ask players who are not a cohesive team, who are not from the same community, who are a bunch of strangers united by a common purpose.
Yep.
Wow, let's see this go.
And
And
if you're completely confused on what the hell we're talking about, there was a Frago in the night mission where the game was set up. There were 40 balloons. They were civilians. We had 11, including me, on station, and we had to hold off the wave until reinforcements came. We had 2 small waves of 6-man teams for a total of 12 reinforce us.
yeah,
By the end of that 2.5 hour phase, it was like 2.5 hour
yeah,
phase.
it was 2.5 hours.
We were left with 5 guys guarding those, and then it was me and one other guy who was utilizing my pistol because his battery died, and the last Alamo just trying to hold on to the gold that we did have.
Yeah.
It was an epic moment. It was great.
You got
Yeah.
to
And so, and players are like, "Oh my god, that was awesome!" Like, hey guys, I'm telling you right now, those guys were committed to the mission. Otherwise, you wouldn't have pulled it off.
Yeah.
And so, sitting down with Dale Papka, this is one of those round to it conversations, bringing it back to Clash of the Titans. Sitting down with Dale today and working his roster for Clash of the Titans. And yes, Dale's coming. He's got the airfare. We bought it. Click buy. So he's Liberty 6 is trapped. He's en route.
handcuffed and all, don't you know?
Handcuffed and all. So he is committed to going. But sitting down doing the task org and looking at the what is available. Right now he's planning on 3 platoons. And again, Freddie, I'll share. You got to know what you're fighting, right? So here's some free chicken. He's planning on 3 platoons, maybe a 4th. You're going to task organize just like he is, right? And so we're talking about the AO, and he's never been there. I'm like, hey, this is west, center, east, and I'm trying to give him as much data as I can so he's familiar with the AO before he gets there. And he goes, okay, what are the challenges? We're looking at the rules on the Dead End Outfitters website for the event, and so we're starting to do what in the military we call intelligence preparation of the battlefield, IPB, and then trying to do some mission decision-making process, MDMP. So we're trying to apply military terminology. And I sent some of this to Freddie too, because it's the command. I think the guys who are in the command structure, who are like the operational strategic level commands, planning, you guys learned so much. I mean, look at Craig White. He wrote a book, and he's a civilian. He wrote a book on how to milsim, okay, and how to be a planner. So sitting down, if you haven't gotten your tickets for Clash of the Titans, you need to, because it is an epic AO. It is an AO. Oh yeah, 2 books. Thanks, Chris.
2 books.
Hey man, I only got 1 signed first book. I never got the second. Okay, but I think as you look at the size of this AO and you look at the scale of where the fights can be, okay, yes, you have the big prison compound. You got to look at out west. You've got a whole other compound out west. You've got the ISAFAC, which is another compound. You've got out east where the horse barn is in the airfield. I was like, dude, this is going to really constrain you. This is the tyranny of distance. Be careful on radio transmissions, on radio transmittal. Sorry, I still got a lot of just got out of the gym, fought traffic. It's hard to fight traffic when you're on pre-workouts. Anyways, so that AO has got a lot of challenges, like it would in the real world. The tyranny of distance. The tyranny of distance is going to crack you on communications. It's going to crack you on stamina, on endurance, and those are real. Those are things that you don't get to incorporate most times in an airsoft event, in a milsim event.
Sure.
And that's where I love the fact that this AO, it brings that. Okay.
Sorry, I got to put this up there.
That is hilarious. That is you beat him with his own book.
It would seem like the reality is that season that I got my ass handed to me so horribly at GTI. I think that was 2019, 2020. I read Alpha to Omega. He released the second book. I read that one. I got my autographed copy. And I also read the Army Ranger Manual too. And between crossing over real military and law enforcement, because Craig's background is law enforcement, and his book is definitely heavy CQC, what I've seen from law enforcement trainers as opposed to military trainers. So, if you're like, how could I get ahead to put more mil in my sim? Start reading these tactic manuals. And so when you hear us call out these acronyms, and Sal, you get me all the time in our chats with these acronyms where I don't even ask him. One, because I'm embarrassed, but two, I want to actually look it up and find out for myself, what the hell is this? What's an ORP, right? What's an OPLP? What are we talking? He keeps talking about these damn beachheads. What the hell is a beachhead? If you don't know what a beachhead is, there's problems. But there's kids out here playing milsim that don't know what a beachhead is because they're so disconnected from World War II and the tactics that were used to storm the beaches at Normandy. There's a little drop for Bone Crusher. I'm really excited about that event. But yeah, man, there's a lot to be learned from those books and other books and from each other.
Yeah. And I think going back to the lay of the land, the military aspects of terrain, guys diving into it. When players ask me, is my M4 pistol considered an SMG? I'm like, dude, you're playing with guns. You need to do a little bit of research. Okay. Just a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit. If you're diving into what David Peraz is wearing a SEAL team, the series, you probably need to really dig into what is a submachine gun. Steve Tom, yes, you're right. I have to redesign the entire Third Coast website. More pictures. But no, you're right. A little bit of, you're going to go play baseball, you're going to read up on the rules. You're going to play football, you're going to go read up on the rules. You're going to know more about the game. CRISPR, I love him. 3.3 of the foot is an SMG. Yeah. Hey, dude, why are you running a bolt-action spring gun here at the mall? Anyways.
One of the big things here really is going to be, and we said it, we keep saying it, and anybody that just joined, I want them all to know, if you're going to this, it's okay to have a level of seriousness in that you want to play hard. That's okay. That's great. That can bring out more fun in the whole event. If you want to get immersed, that can help bring out more fun in the whole event. Having radios and things like that, especially at this AO, you're not really going to lose any communication because there's not a lot of, although there's structures, there's 23 different buildings, there's not a lot of blockage. So it's not like, we go like GTI, some of those, the tall buildings can stop some of the radio traffic. If you're not using, high wattage radios, things like that, you're going to be able to get from end to end almost with any Baofeng, anything like that. You're going to be able to get end to end with your radios. And if you use them for your communication, that can make it even that's fun. You get a call, we're over here, come this way, make your way around that way. Now you've got both flanks covered against an enemy, all because you did it right. That's exciting. That's a story you tell later. That adds to fun. Some serious, adding to fun. If all you're doing is running around trying to blast people in the face, I promise you're not going to have as much fun. That's partly fun, but you're not going to have as much fun if you don't dive into this.
I'm reading some of the comments. I love hearing from players. Well, this is my first milsim.
Yeah.
Good. Understand that it's not your typical. I love the guys where you go to Texas Paintball, and they do 30-minute rounds. That's a long round for them. 15-minute rounds, 30-minute rounds. And then you go and you say, hey, we're going to do prairie fire. This round's 2 hours. And they're like, 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours, man. And so it's a challenge for them because they're like, so what do you guys do at Iron Dagger? I'm like, oh, man, it's 24 and a half hours. And they're like, what does that mean? And I'm like, it means that the war's on, and 24 hours later it turns off. That doesn't mean you're in a firefight that long. I would hope not, because you're dead on your feet. But
step on the AO and it's game on, and we've got multiple Evos, but there's only small breaks in between. I mean, obviously, yes, there's after the night Evo, obviously, yes, everybody goes to bed. We're not gonna. Yeah. You're off the AO at that point. AO's closed. It's cold, but this is. I had a kid in today who's played in my field. Yeah, we do 15-minute game, turn it around another 15, then you come off, reload, hydrate, the whole thing.
Yeah,
I explained to him and his dad. No. He brings everything on. You put it at you're putting it at your CP. It all stays there, and you go and you play. And when you run out of ammo or you get killed, whatever, come back, reload. You're still in the game. It's not. There is no part. And we will be, by the way. Something else I don't like when I go to games and I see it. My admins will be gently pushing people that are standing around. When I see guys come back to the AO and they're sitting there for 30, 45 minutes. I watched a guy at an Overwatch one time watching a movie. He was on the pavilion on his phone watching a movie. I'm like, didn't you pay to be here?
He was watching Sicario to figure out what to do next.
That's possible. And, and to me, if we're all here together and we're all trying to do this, well, yeah, then your body not being in the fight does affect the game. So get back into the fight, and I promise you, you'll have fun. If you fought for 30 minutes and sat out for 2 hours, you're going to leave going, this was a miserable experience. You didn't enjoy yourself. It's the fun is going to be on you. I promise. We're putting in play things that are going to make this a lot of fun. I promise that.
I mean, I told one guy, I said, hey, man, you getting tired? Yeah. You can take a break? Yeah. Okay. And this was at Sirius Viking. I'm like, hey, dude, I see you got a bunch of Crustables in your dump pouch. Why don't you back up? You go to the nearest corner, go to the berm, and set up on the berm, and do Freddie a favor as you're eating. He's carrying a PKM. I'm like, set up on the berm right there and eat your freaking Crustables and take a break right there in the shade. And he's like, well, there's no enemy here. Okay, well, that means you can take a break. And I think Freddie would really appreciate it if you were forward taking a break than hanging out right outside the tent. And what happens is big boy sat down in the shade right on the berm overlooking the sunken city. He's eating his third Crustable, and guy was inhaling them. But, and lo and behold, here comes this sneaky, tan guy walking out in the open, and he's like, oh, rat, got him. He looks at me, and I look at him like, see what I mean? He's like, that was epic.
Stay in the fight.
It wouldn't have happened if you were back there, hanging out at the talk tent, eating your Crustables. I mean, take a break forward. Because that's what we do. Set up a true combat outpost and just kind of hang out there and rest. Be a battle position for Freddie. I know. Steve Tom, I'm with you, man. But, too many times you tell guys to, hey, man, can you get some moto and get up and get moving? No. Okay, well, thanks for your ticket. Oh, he's talking about his gun.
Yeah, that one's a tricky one. Motivating guys at the alfalfa. I think we got to catch them before they get to the alfalfa. Once they've already bypassed the alfalfa, they're going to the parking lot. And you're not going to combat that. One of the things this past weekend, and TCA does it too, is the medics and the respawns is having that ability to be forward is really great in events, and sometimes it's not. But I see a lot of players like not even grasp the concepts of basic medics. So me and my buddy are running, right? And he's in front of me and he gets shot. My first instinct as a airsoft player is to run up to my buddy and medic him, therefore getting shot myself, and now we're both down. Instead of taking the target that just shot your buddy out, assessing, pushing past, and let the players behind you medic them. So that's the second part. You're standing around just coaxing and joking, and there's a dead guy yelling medic.
Yep.
He's like literally looking at you, medic. Hey, buddy,
Yeah.
I know I'm not supposed to talk, but could you just please put this stupid freaking thing on me? And I had to do that twice this past weekend.
Yeah,
So,
I did. Yeah.
How do you remove the individual from a sport hobby where everybody is their own superhero? There it is.
Yeah. Or I'm just gonna bleed out and I'm gonna walk back to the alpha because that's where my pile of crap is.
Yeah. Try to stay in the fight. Like, I mean, I get yelled at when we go to, especially like when I'm at a TCA event. And Toucan he's my number 2. He's always on my hip. His job is to protect me. And it's a very, very difficult job because I get bored real fast. So if I'm waiting for a bunch of guys who aren't moving forward, I'm starting to get frustrated. I'm like, listen, I'm just gonna go and watch where I get shot from, and then you can fire there, okay? And I'll run and he has to chase me down and try to protect me, and I make it very difficult because I don't like when guys don't want to play the game. They want to just sit back and do, and that's what I'm trying to remove from this whole thing.
Yeah.
And like you said, guys either not thinking tactically when they go to rescue someone, or to the contrary, not thinking about the rest of the team and just shooting away in all of the places over here laughing and joking with a guy when there are 3 people right there. If you can rescue those 3 and you're 3, you just doubled in size. Think about that a little bit, and that will absolutely, again, it will improve your gameplay, which improves the fun. That should be the bottom line.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, I get long-winded sometimes. I apologize, guys.
No, not at all, man.
I was just thinking about that awesome slide you did when you were like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get it done. It slides right into a table.
I misjudged the viscosity of the floor, and I misjudged the stability of the table. As I was sliding, I realized how fast it was going. I said, you know what? It's okay. The table will stop me. I'll be fine. And the table just exploded. It just went everywhere. It was fantastic. I thought it was much better than it did.
So there I am on Sunday, and the guys are was it Sunday? No, it was Saturday night. The guys were raiding the courthouse, and they were trying to get all the gold out of the courthouse. And I walk up and I look down, and they've got this piece of plywood, and they probably put about 40 bricks on the plywood, and they felt pretty good about it. I was like, and as soon as they lifted, it just goes. I'm like, and then this other guy comes rolling up with a little look like a coffee table, and they put those same 40 bricks, and these guys are breaking a sweat moving them on there, and I'm like, that might work. All right, hey, I tell you what, I'll push it for you. So I get behind them, and I start pushing it, and the wheels shoot out from the bottom, and it just freaking completely pancakes. And I'm like, all right, guys, let's just toss these in a it was like problem solving 101. It was great. It was like, hey, go find and one of the guys comes rolling up with a freaking trash can. He's like, I'll drag it. All right, that'll work. But those moments, and nobody, mind you, nobody has shot a single BB, right? And all of a sudden, this is the emotional event that they've been waiting for all evening, and they're like, oh, let's do it, and they start doing this physical event, and I was laughing afterwards. I was like, guys, none of you shot anybody this round, but you guys are swearing up and down that was the most fun you've had all weekend.
Absolutely.
And back a month ago in December, where me and Coach and our 2 sons, it was a great father-son experience thanks to AMS. We're there at Elijah Mount site, Fort Hood, and Steven's like, hey, let's do some old school patrolling, and we'll get around them. Okay. So we're moving and we're doing rally points and we're picking up guys as we go. Where y'all going? Oh, we're going to come in from the back. And they're looking at us like, you'll never get there. Steven's like, yeah, come on, man. So after a while, they realize we're moving as a tactical unit. We're doing hand signals, arm signals. We're stopping, taking a knee, facing out, and somehow we get behind the Sierra Dynamics guys. And all of a sudden, we're in the town. Meanwhile, the green guys can't get in the town at all because they keep ramming their heads against the table. And so we did that probably 4 or 5 times. And that's when I said, hey, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again. Oh my God, there he is.
I know that guy.
Hey,
Look at that.
speaking of insanity, yeah, me and
I'm
electronics.
just saying, and the guys on Aries, if it, never mind, I was going to talk about being late. I'll leave it be. Here's your CEO.
And see, now after talking about being productive and proactive and working with team and communication, introducing position.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Yeah, I'm that guy. My bad. Go back to Sal's war stories. Here we go.
So, anyways,
Good.
I think I think the AO is going to lend itself quite well. Force Center or whatever that the area is called now. I think it's going to be that AO for Clash of the Titans is really going to challenge players. I think it's going to allow for maneuver. Even if they fought only in the prison, which that's not going to be the case. You still have to have your head on a swivel, a swivel
Swizzle.
and swizzle.
Head on a
Whoa.
snizzle, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, sorry, flashback to last weekend.
Oh, you should have seen
But
it.
dude, yeah. Everybody's like, you got to run cartel again. Like, I don't know, man. Anyways, the AO lends itself to Freddie. I've maneuvered with you and Rachel at one of the Overwatches, one of the Doomsdays events. There's a lot of room for maneuver there. You got to play the ranges against them. We're only taking some fire. We're not taking effective fire. Okay, let's move around their arc. Let's get in the flank. Hey, let's get around the theater. Let's get around the chapel. Let's get around the ice cream shop. Versus banging our heads against it. Quit thinking like airsofters and think like Joe. And I think that's really
you guys. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
For you guys and the guys watching, anybody who's going to be there, another thing that's been added, and it was on the map, and that entire back row behind the prison, where it starts all the way over at the village, which used to be ISO camp. The back door to the ISO camp is actually open now. You can go through the gates, go through all that, go through all the berms, take that all the way back, and the back door to the prison, not the Sally gate, but there's an actual back gate to the prison that's open too. So where you used to only be able to go in and out to the Sally port, now the back gate's open. So there's areas of cover and entry that have been added now. So along with all of the new shoot houses, all the new buildings that are in play now, all the old stuff that's in play. There's now the added the warehouses and the platforms and all that off to the side of the prison as well. That's actually in play. We used to have to go around that. That's in play now as well.
And we've gotten questions too. Speaking of locations of interest, starting positions are the pavilions.
Yep.
We see this comment all over. The fobs for each side will be the covered pavilions. If you've been to an Overwatch game, you know exactly what we're talking about. If you go on any of the Facebook links or the website, we have maps. You will see the primary prison complex. There are pavilions, one for each side.
So thanks.
Yep. See y'all later.
Good to see you.
Later.
We tried a different when we ran north for south. I tried using the opposing end cap buildings, the 2-story buildings on either side. For north for south, it worked really well, But for a game like this, it's not gonna work well. There's really no other place
Yeah,
to start everybody. I thought about starting some at the barn. If anybody that's played there remembers where the barn is, at the farmhouse, and the others starting all the way down at the at ISO camp. So either ends of the entire AO. And the problem with that is, an hour and a half just to get to the middle to have the fight. So
yeah, looking at that map, I mean, you've got a lot. Everybody wants to get their CQB on in the center in the prison complex.
Yeah.
And starting your alphas on the very far end, they're going to be smoked by the time they get to that middle, or they're going to be just spaced out. You're not going to have a lot of returnees once they come back to the start point.
And look, putting them in the prison complex is kind of a win-win.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the most interesting location on the AO, so everybody's trapped seeing it, and then the really ambitious players that want to leave can and return to it. So I mean,
we tell you guys, you're going to make your money outside the prison, though.
Oh yeah.
So if you're focused on points, just saying, just know that objectively, as far as the objectives go, you're going to make your money outside the prison. Fights are going to happen in the prison, obviously. Fights are going to happen in the village. Fights are going to happen over at the farm. That's all going to happen. But we're trying our best to make it so that you get out of there. You have a completely different experience than what you've ever had at this AO before.
Yep. Very important question. Cell block roofs aren't in play, right? Correct. And speaking of cell blocks, do not close cell block doors.
Yes.
Do not attempt to open doors that are closed. Do not attempt to close doors that are open. Do not mess with the prison. Do not mess with the cell blocks. Famously, every year, the fire department gives us a visit. Don't do it. Don't do it. So
yeah, we got lucky north versus south. We didn't have any cell blocks get locked.
Oh yeah,
we got lucky.
And you just see that in every year they build a better idiot. Every year,
yeah.
You get a guy that can lick walls faster, stronger than the last guy the year before. And you just see some of these guys drooling like, what if I just broke the glass and jumped on it? But we really lucked out, I would say, with North versus South 3 for sure. But I mean, who knows? New model of idiots out. You never know. You never know.
New model year, yeah.
Takes all kinds.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
so planning pages are up. Also, we're going to say it again.
Dave White.
Yeah, of course.
You're going to wear a helmet.
Yeah.
Represent.
And not a military grade helmet.
Yeah.
I'm talking one that a leash might be associated with it.
No. Yeah, it's the guys. The whole theme of this entire thing has been make sure you're having fun and be as immersed as possible, and that will actually add to your fun.
Find the lowest expectations you can put yourself at. The lowest low expectation-wise will make you hit the highest highs. I mean, do not come in expecting the world. You shouldn't do that with literally anything, and that's doubly said for this event. It is a great AO. We were very fortunate to have it. We were very fortunate we have it on the scale that we have it. And we were very fortunate to have Freddie, and I guess he could show up. Okay. No, it's gonna be awesome.
You got me 10 more seconds, and I'm done. No, just kidding.
I
think it's gonna be an awesome game, guys. I really do. Again, just looking at the map, I've never played there, so this is gonna be new ground to me. I know Freddie's a veteran of this course. Sal,
oh yeah,
you guys are you are this course. You know this course very well. So I'm gonna be dependent very much on my player base, Sal's input, watching how Freddie maneuvers and outmaneuvering him. But this is, you talk about starting at rock bottom. You got me as a commander, so you can't get any lower than that. That's the baseline.
Instilling confidence there
from the ground, So,
you know what? We have 5 minutes left. We should have both sides pitch for their factions right now. We have the CEOs.
By all means.
Yeah, pitch, boys, pitch.
All right, Freddie, I'll let ladies first. Go ahead.
So 2 years ago, I worked at this summer camp for kids, and I got in trouble for this one. But, Poseidon is the god of water, land, conqueror. And I'm going to go ahead and say we're better because we're wetter.
Okay. Is that like
So
a
come join Poseidon, right?
Really?
Don't step on get out of here, Pat. You're over here stepping on my toes. You officers, jolly. Oh, yeah. On that note, fuck the brass. It's all about the NCOs, all right? So Poseidon's NCO driven. If you served and you're E9 and below, let's go. We're going to show this brass what's up.
All right, there you go.
All right. Now that the kids have said their piece, so I'm going to tell you, it takes all NCOs, but you can't be an NCO without soldiers to lead. And I have no job if I don't have NCOs and soldiers to help me do what I do. So I will say, anybody and everybody, you want to be on a team that's going to incorporate you in the fight, come see me. Sign up on Aries. Come see my side. Okay.
Yeah.
The majestic beard. Okay. This isn't an overnight thing. This is years of growth and experience. I want to make sure you have the best game out there. We'll get Freddie a cup of his own coffee to stay awake. And I will be visiting that talk, just to see how things are on the other half of the battlefield. But no, man, seriously, Freddie and I always put a good game. Freddie puts up one hell of a fight. I'm having a good time already. I ain't even there yet. So, yeah. Yep.
Dale's
are
like
brutal.
one of the best to play against, honestly. Like, no offense to Craig White and all of the other ducklings that I've had to run over in my career as Milsim commander. But I am the most losingest Milsim commander ever. I will have that trophy. I have the most L's, okay? My win column is about as big as my, this is a PG-13, so we'll stop there.
Oh, and he froze.
Oh no! Perfect timing. Look at that.
Oh,
The MPAA.
No, man.
Remember when I said 3 minutes ago, why don't they pitch? Me all naive and
Yep.
I'm
I'm going to take this opportunity.
do
Freddie
wanna-
froze, and I'm going to tell you guys, Freddie is one of the best co-commanders, enemy combatants to me I've ever played with. So this, on a personal level, is going to be awesome to play against him again. On a professional level, Freddie, we're going to kick the shit out of you, so just be prepared to take the W and lose home, okay? Sorry, buddy. I'm going to take advantage of your frozen screen. But no, Freddie, everybody I've ever played with that wore green or any other color green that was under Freddie's command, it's going to be great. It doesn't matter where, when, how. 2 of us, 200 of us, it's going to be a great game. Bottom line.
I really think that if you go command structure on down and everybody follows that fact, it's going to be a great fight. Forget about the win and lose. It's going to be a great fight. I think everybody's going to be involved, heavily involved. And I wanted to throw this out there. I never said it like this, but we've got the utilities that we've got the utility vehicles that are dropping. We've got the camo nets and the wood and all that kind of stuff.
our Logi rules.
Yeah, I'm throwing it out there. You're free to do whatever you want. My recommendation is have a squad that controls that. Each side gets a vehicle that you call for deployment. They can pick up that squad, move them somewhere else, and drop them. So you can dedicate a whole unit to just doing those things and have them on the.
We got it from the source.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, looks like you dropped. Damn it. Okay.
So, like I said, it's a recommendation. Do with it as you will, but I'm telling you, it's there for you guys to use. We're doing the best that we can to try to give you
And
more tools.
as a person, and very fun. There's nothing in the rules that say how many and where you can deploy them at a time. Think about that.
No, yeah.
So, this is a pretty strategic point. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing to stop the vehicle from entering. So even in the middle of a fight, vehicle and drop. If you choose, you want to do that. Drop. Now you've got cover where there wasn't. So again, those are some things that we're trying to bring in, and really want you guys to use that as much as possible. Steve, I appreciate it. I know you guys were really thinking about it. You and Ed, certainly. I would love for you guys to have been here. Next one, I promise I'm going to do it further north, and we'll definitely get you to that one. I've decided that I'm going to try to make the Clash of the Titans a series, just like North versus South.
Nice.
And I think it might even run as a bracket series. Next one, the winner of the next one, the winner of this one, they go against each other. You know, it might be something
Ooh.
along those lines.
I like it.
I think that would be a fantastic series of growth, where it doesn't have to be choose green, choose tan, and that's who you
Yeah.
always run with. Now you're standing behind somebody, as opposed to just standing behind the color, and I think
True.
that works out really well.
Yep.
So
Very true.
I want to try to like that, because you hear it, and you know this, Dale. Guys will be like, green wins again. Green, I'm joining green because green
Love you,
always
Tom.
wins. Well, take that factor away. Just put the person at
Yep.
the top and let them stand behind that. And I
Yep,
think that
very
would be,
true.
I think that works. So,
Yep. Very true.
guys, we're a minute over. Any other questions, anything like that? Please, again, remember that the planning pages are open. Go request access to the planning pages. We'll get you in there. Check your gear out before the event. Don't show up and check your gear out then. Check your gear out before the event. If you're local to me and you just want a chrono or something like that, come by the shop. We'll chrono you for free. Don't worry about it. We'll make sure you're where you need to be.
If you have any questions about uniform color and uniform requirements,
Don't contact me.
contact Greg.
Yeah,
Here's
don't
his
call me.
personal address. No, please ask us. We've gotten some interesting questions, like is Miami Tiger Stripe this? Is multi-glam that? Just ask us. We will answer it. Do not show up to the event in all black. You are just scoring consecutive war crimes for that
Yes,
side.
Absolutely.
Just look at the uniform ROE. Look at it, enjoy it, lick it, gain its power. Please remember that. Check your gear. The shop is open. We will have our shop at the field during the game. So if you need more ammo, gear, et cetera, grenades,
Cool.
we're here for you. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to check your gear early.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. So if there's nothing else, yeah, I saw him.
No, I just want to say, naughty, Brandon. Anyway,
Oh boy.
Do we need bipod on snipers? Yes, this was answered earlier. Yes, bipods on snipers.
Mandatory optic, mandatory bipod.
Yep.
Bipod must emulate a real steel bipod. No G.I. Joe bipods. Danny! So,
this is, guys, just know it helps identify. That's really the big deal. You don't have to use the bipod, but it does have to be on there.
ugh, but Greg, my immersion, it's not meal team 6 enough. Ugh. Well, you're LARPing
no.
with guns.
No. Yeah.
I'll be harsh here.
All right.
Sorry. Sorry. I just noticed you're just chuckling on the other line.
All right. Dale, do me a favor, sit down for 1 second after we end. Guys, here's your last 30 seconds of questions. If we don't answer them here, just go ahead and hit us on the page. Hit your COs up on their pages. They can answer some stuff for you. Get involved, though. Absolutely get involved. If you've never led a platoon or a squad before, ask to do it this time. This would be the time to do it. This really would be the one to do it at.
Yep.
So 15 seconds left, guys. We're going to go ahead and kick it off.
Goodbye.
All right.
Mark yourself as going on the Facebook event, or if you're interested, just mark yourself as interested on the event. It helps us get eyes on the event.
All right.
Yep. True.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Dale, thanks for showing up. Freddie, wherever you are, appreciate it. Sal, appreciate you coming on. We'll see all you guys here soon.
All right.